Do 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 do. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna see. Linus tech tips use GrapheneOS. You know what's funny? So is I haven't watched this, and I'm unaware of it, and I didn't know that he did this video. I stopped watching Linus tech tips a long time ago because 80% of his shit is ads, and like, I get it, man. You got to make money. You have 50 editors and a $1 trillion studio. You gotta pay yourself. But I can't come to the I can't come to the idea that this is going to be good. People said that. I mean, first off, I saw the title and I was like, this is already lame. And I think he's changed the I think he's changed this title where it was like, what was it? It was like, I used the phone for criminals for a month. I hate when YouTubers do this. I know why they do it, but it's just, I think he should have kept it. He should have kept only criminals use GrapheneOS, so he can look out of touch. I don't know. It was kind of lame. I definitely am not getting gaslit into thinking that there was another title. I'm pretty sure it was bad. Because the assumption of that GrapheneOS is for criminals is, I mean, there was a certain shooting in Vegas where the guy had an iPhone. Does that mean and people pick iPhones because they're supposed to be quote unquote unhackable, and that's just retarded to even think that. people that think that generally have never touched a computer in their life, and they just assume that like because Apple has good security, and it's not really better security. Well, based. Note Snook accepts Monero. So it's just kind of one of those things that, like, I think people, they just kind of learn something, and then they never go beyond the look of it, and that's okay. You know, shit happens. Hey, do you okay? Nope. Them damn fucking bots. We're gonna watch it in a minute. Give me a second. I need to grab a water. I mean, it's cool that he's testing it out. You know, no hate on that part. I think it's just gonna be kind of cringe, but we'll see. I gotta remember to pause every 5 minutes so I don't get a fuck every 2 minutes.
Phone. The comment section is filled with folks insisting that I should have used GrapheneOS.
True.
Don't want any pre-installed bloat on your Pixel? GrapheneOS.
I could not see Linus riding a motorcycle, to be completely honest. No cap. And no offense, I don't know. I don't see it. Suzuki, though.
Want anybody keeping an eye on whatever it is you're doing?
Okay.
Stop your toe running from the cops! GrapheneOS. It doesn't seem to matter what the problem is. Ow! Or if there even is a problem, the answer always seems to be get GrapheneOS. So, I did. And it turns out that the things that make GrapheneOS a great choice for ne'er-do-wells.
Cops say criminals use a graphene pixel. Google use pixel. I say it's freedom. I remember that there was that I can't remember what publishing. They're like, what publishing platform? But they're like, GrapheneOS is used by criminals, or something like, yeah, and they were like pissed. And I mean,
deeply about their privacy and their security. If you're not already in the know, GrapheneOS is based on the Android open source project, and it has Android app compatibility, but it comes without the corporate spyware and the bloat that's baked into mainstream Android thanks to its dedicated non-profit open source team. And the best part is you don't need any weird hardware to run it. It can be installed with minimal hassle on any recent
wait, hold on.
baked into mainstream Android thanks to its dedicated non-profit open source team.
I believe that GrapheneOS is not a nonprofit. I used to think this too. That might matter. Or am I making stuff up again in my head? When did this video come out? It came out earlier today. I think November 4th. What's today? The 5th? Yeah. So it came out yesterday. The problem with me is I forget stuff exists. But I can't remember if and people are like might not think about it, but like nonprofit versus profit does matter. If they're a nonprofit and they're protected they have better protections. So Two to Know talked about this in a podcast. It's kind of interesting. So they're like, nonprofit means that you're still owned by someone. Like somebody can still own you, whether it be the state, the government, or like they're like, how are you making your money? Where is your money coming from? And I didn't think about it like that. And so I think they took out one loan and that was it. So Graphene is a nonprofit project. It is developed as a nonprofit open source instead of private security project supported by donations managed through the GrapheneOS Foundation, a nonprofit organization established in Canada in March 2023 to handle donations to ensure transparency. The nonprofit structure allows the developers to prioritize user privacy and security without commercial interest. There isn't an argument to, wow, that's a lot of views on GrapheneOS vid. Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's going to be good. You have to remember that. I mean, it may sound kind of stupid, but the fact that Linus, he did change the title, I think, probably for algorithmic reasons. He's like, it was pretty much like, I used the phone that was made for criminals, trying GrapheneOS for a month. The thing is, people, the more it's a lot of eyes on GrapheneOS. That doesn't really mean necessarily people are going to come with a positive view of it. It could be negative. I haven't watched it, so we'll see.
To run it, it can be installed with minimal hassle on any recent generation Pixel. So let's see if GrapheneOS can fit my, admittedly, rather unique needs. Right after this unique segue. Or even your mobile device.
Nope. Now watching 18 ads of this fucker, man.
GrapheneOS boasts a truly massive list of enhancements that help ensure that you are the one who's in control of your device, and you stay in control, regardless of your carrier. Unlike other mobile operating systems, and yes, that means even iOS, uncompromising privacy and security are baked right into its fabric to the point where Graphene literally won't even ask a third-party server for the time of day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Using their own servers, they're all public. That is kind of a good thing. And I think they're Alpine-based or Arch. I can't remember. Their server infrastructure. Actually, even for their not just their network time protocol, if you're using the the location service that helps with maps, eventually you can, because Apple, it's Apple servers that they were using, because they have like one of the biggest. Their network's really huge, and that's why they got their their AirTags, their AirTag network essentially. GrapheneOS will have enough data collected to the point where it can be all done locally. Like, you'll be able to download the database yourself and do it all local, which will improve like maps in like really restricted areas where you have like maybe less coverage. It's I got to use it when I was in Europe. Really cool feature, especially like if you don't have like data in Europe, like if you don't have like a plan or whatever that supports you to be in Europe or like another country. This could be really awesome, but it does use Wi-Fi.
Explicitly allow it to. Some of our highlights include pin scrambling, which makes it harder to guess your PIN from looking over your shoulder or checking for grease spots on your screen. The ability to use a second factor on top of your fingerprint in order to unlock your phone. Support for longer passwords. The ability to schedule reboots to keep any unused data out of memory where it could possibly be retrieved. And this last one's really cool. If you're ever in a situation where the data or the accounts on your phone could be used against you, you can set it up with a duress PIN or password that, when entered, will irreversibly wipe both your device and any installed eSIMs. Just be careful with that last one though. The OS assumes that if you enter a duress code, you really mean it, and that wipe cannot be stopped. Now I could probably spend the rest of this video talking about more privacy and security innovations in GrapheneOS, but if that's your jam, you'd actually probably be better off checking out their website, which will have links down below. It's a fascinating read, even if you have no intention of installing it. And I'm not the only one who thinks so. There are a ton of features that they don't mention there anymore because, while they may have originated in GrapheneOS, they've since been adopted by mainline Android or AOSP. Now let's talk about using it. Beyond just being more secure and more private, or maybe because of those priorities, GrapheneOS starts up with a lot less software running, or even installed.
Yeah, so like this is not only just the best part. This is not just the best part of GrapheneOS, and this is something that like I come across a lot of people that that I've argued with. They're like, why they pick the Pixel series, and then they must have Google installed or like Google services installed. It doesn't. You can actually in the setup menu when you set up GrapheneOS, you can uncheck the box for location service. You can uncheck the box for Google Play services or anything, like no backup, literally plain vanilla backup. It doesn't actually ship with any proprietary Google services installed at all. It actually is a step better above and better than linus OS, all these forks and quote-unquote custom ROM fork de-Googled Android phones that use micro G, and even then micro G still somewhat relies on Google in some aspect. It's not fully de-Googled, and then they use like shit insecure hardware. So you're essentially putting your all eggs in insecure hardware on a pile of shit. Where GrapheneOS kind of shines because its transparency is like pretty straightforward.
I'm talking 14 apps in the App Drawer. 14. All directly from the good folks at GrapheneOS themselves.
Yep.
These pre-installed apps are meant to cover your basic smartphone functions.
Yeah, if you want a dumb phone, if you truly want a dumb phone, instead of spending $200 to $300 on the Pocket phone or all these shit phones where they use SMS by default, you can have some self-control, get GrapheneOS, install it on the Pixel 9a, the cheapest phone you can get, and then install Signal or like end-to-end encrypted. It now uses Google RCS messages. You have to have a Google Play service, but Google RCS is at least end-to-end encrypted to RCS. There are some benefits to it. There are some weaknesses to it, but you can just do GrapheneOS and then Signal through Obtanium or a Crescent. I think they're not on a Crescent yet. It has Molly. Molly's same thing. Molly's a little bit more secure. It's a little bit more locked down. It's a little bit more hardened. But you could just Molly, GrapheneOS, done. You got your dumb phone. Just have talk and text on it. You don't even need if you. Oh yeah, I forgot they removed the SMS feature. Have like the cheapest data plan you can get, so you can use Signal or just connect to Wi-Fi, all the time, and then move all your friends to Signal. If not, just talk and text. At least you have a dumb phone that has the base needs kind of like met. All these people that want to do these expensive, esoteric dumb phones, they're just a waste of money and they're insecure.
In this experiment, I've learned that many security and privacy-conscious users prefer to use progressive web apps or PWAs, or even just plain old websites, rather than the permission-hungry.
Yeah, I mean it's pros and cons. You're trading off. If you're using a shit browser that doesn't get updated, or like you have use Firefox, or maybe something worse. PWAs can be kind of bad. I mean, if you're using GrapheneOS's web browser, which is the web viewer, so like PWAs have their more of a privacy. They're more privacy centric than security centric. I mean, I think that it's more based on privacy than really security.
That's where Vanadium comes in. It's Graphene's hardened version of Chromium.
Vanadium.
But
Okay.
not to say that you can't.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Graphene does come with an app store, and that app store includes 2 additional app stores. Yes, that's right. A full quarter of the apps in the GrapheneOS app store are themselves app stores. The first one is a Crescent, a privacy and security-focused app store that is currently in alpha. It's only got a few dozen apps so far, and you probably use a little UX love, but
How dare him. So, I use a Crescent a lot. I like it. It's awesome.
clearly Graphene thinks it's got leg.
It's kind of got everything you need, to be completely honest. Like, minus the, maybe like the social media aspect, if, that's what you're doing. But it's truly, let me see, what does a Crescent have that I don't know? So yeah, it's got a Crescent 2FA organic maps, Cape if you're going to use that honeypot, Cake Wallet, Cupcake, dim your flashlight, some dark pack icons, some language learner, a launcher, which I did use for a while, DNS app verifier, which you should, Molly, Easy Music, Cryptomator, Iron Fox. Iron Fox is probably the only option. The Bible, if you will, and then Next Push and Sun Up, and it's like unified push stuff, and then Neo Stumbler. I've never used Neo Stumbler. Oh yeah, I have. It was an application for collecting wireless networks to geolocated surfaces. Yeah, if you're into like geocaching and relating wireless services, it's kind of cool. You can collect data, if you're a data nerd.
Non-GrapheneOS app in the built-in app store, and it was through a Crescent that I found 2 of the coolest apps of this whole experiment. Transcribe Pro is an on-device speech-to-text keyboard that works remarkably well, at least in English, completely offline. It uses the OpenAI Whisper family of models and Celero V8 for voice activity detection. I do wish the record button would go red when it's listening, but, I mean, hey, it's open source, so that'll probably be fixed by the time you watch this video. I also want to highlight Organic Maps, a no ad, no tracking, no data collection map.
Organic Maps kind of sucks, though. I think somebody forked it because they said they did something. I have to remember this. There was a reason. CoMaps is a community-led fork of Organic Maps established in 2025 by contributors who express concerns over governance, transparency, and projects' dependence on the commercial entity of Organic Maps. OI? The fork aims to reinforce transparency, privacy, and not-for-profit values with a commitment to open governance and open financial practices. Development is ongoing. While CoMaps is not yet ready for daily use, it's actively being developed with recent updates to its codebase, including changes to the protobuf version, CMake files, and improvement to map data and user interface elements. It's nice. It's hosted on Coburg, which is pretty cool. I do quite often use Organic Maps, and then I tested out CoMaps. They're both kind of not there yet, but they're getting there. They're getting there. I do contribute too, as much as possible. When I find something that isn't updated, I try to update it. I contribute because I think it's important. I don't want to just rely on I don't care how good Google Maps is. I don't want to rely on it. Personally, that is not the goal. But Organic Maps is scared.
Offline using OpenStreetMap data. It comes with a basic map for the world, and then as you zoom in further, I think it was around 10 kilometers to 1 centimeter scale, you'll be prompted to download additional details for that region. Once I figured out how to give it the right location permissions to get GPS working, it was almost the perfect mapping app. The only thing I missed was traffic overlay. And yes, I fully get why it doesn't have real-time traffic. You don't need to privacy explain it to me. I fully totally get why it doesn't have real-time traffic. You don't need a privacy.
I wonder if there's an open source way to collect traffic data. Like a privacy way. I wonder if this is a thing. Is there... The comment he put cracks me up. Yeah. Is there an open source traffic data collector that's private? I mean, he's right on that. The open source nerds are Yes, Open Traffic is an open source platform designed to collect real-time traffic data while prioritizing privacy purposes. Interesting. So it can be done, guys. The comment he laid is all the nerds that would comment on this saying like, guys, we can't have just in case. Apparently it's a real thing, guys. See? It's our biggest advantage. Oh, this is from 2015. No! Open Traffic, although we would expect traffic data, current average traffic speed only be available, in at least some cases, actually quite hard to get the information. World Bank and... Interesting. It is a real thing, though. Huh. I'm assuming it could have been done. Like, somebody could figure out how to do it.
Like avoiding traffic. The second included App Store.
Is there a way to input? Probably. Maybe. I mean, privately, maybe. I don't know.
It's a good old-fashioned Google Play. Oh, thank goodness. Where else would I get all the apps I need? Okay, I know there are other places too, but we'll get to those later because...
APKs, baby. I mean, it would be kind of cool to, like, have, like, I think that would... I don't think it's a hard sell for people, but it would be cool to have.
First, Google Play Store gives me a chance to talk about GrapheneOS's compatibility layer that lets you install official releases of Google Play into the standard app sandbox. This forces Google Play and all of its supporting services to actually respect their permission settings rather than getting special, unfettered access to your device. It also expands on the typical Android permission system, adding controls for network and sensor access. And Graphene even lets you set limited scope access to storage and contacts so you can keep apps from snooping around.
Because if all it is just a like API and the API and open traffic does anonymously collect all this information like traffic speed and like it's just looking at everything as kind of like a blank identifier, I think that'd be kind of useful to maybe some people that live in like congested or metropolitan areas where they need to actually know the traffic and like it will reroute based on that. That'd be cool. Maybe in the future.
And if that's not enough, you can install your app stores and your apps into different user profiles, which allows you to restrict their access only within that profile. Meaning that any apps in your Google profile can't talk to apps in your Facebook profile, and vice versa. We found one example of someone using 8 separate profiles to segregate the various apps and data.
So I do this, but you have to remember that fingerprinting in the United States, in the world, in computers, in general, however you want to look at it, it's so good that, yes, these applications are unaware of each other. They can't talk to each other. But again, it all comes down to OPSEC. It all comes down to what accounts are you connecting to each other. If you have the same IP address, say you have you're on Facebook on your one profile. No, it's not constantly talking and tracking everything, but it's probably figured out like, hey, this IP address, say you log in there, like under that IP address, it could be potentially an identifier where that identifier is like, hey, we kind of know. this might be the same person. It depends how your habits are. Like, I would say separate as much as you can. Like, if you have a VPN, 2 different VPNs, when you're about to switch to your other profile, turn off your VPN, go into another one, like go into your other profile, turn on Net, or turn on Torbot, or turn on Invisive Pro that routes everything through Tor. Use different browsing habits, use different browsers for different things, and et cetera, et cetera. I think it's a cool feature, and they explain it that like it does help mitigate consistent tracking, because when you switch profiles, it actually takes that entire profile and puts it at rest. From what I understand after reading it.
Wow, but I'm just a simple small-time tech tuber, so if the GrapheneOS usage guide says it's simplest to run a single profile, that's what I'm going to do. Sorry to disappoint the GrapheneOS hardcores, but I'm 3 app stores deep and a dozen paragraphs into this video, and I can't even check my email yet. Okay, I clicked through my browser. You guys know what I mean. So my next step then was to install all my typical apps, and not gonna lie, it was kind of a hassle, but with good intentions. Let me explain. See, I switch phones a lot, and normally when I mass install my app loadout, the store just kind of gives me a couple catch-all permission prompts and then downloads all my junk in the name of expediency. GrapheneOS, not so much. It asked me about everything, which really made me conscious of how much permission I'm giving away. Even if it did make the process drag on for so long that I ended up reaching out to the development team behind GrapheneOS to make sure that I hadn't broken something. They were a massive help, by the way, for the entire month of my experiment, so shout out Spring Onion, if that is your real name. On the subject of apps, most of them just plain worked, and I was pleasantly surprised to find that even my beloved Pixel-exclusive call screening worked immediately once I installed the Google Dialer, and this should hold true for other exclusive Pixel apps and features.
I'm going to be calling assistant recording this call to person here. Which can I ask you what you're calling about?
Like the camera. Pretty cool. But nothing's perfect, and that includes GrapheneOS. Check out this issue that I had with Facebook while I was live on the LAN show. And my new BFF Spring Onion had to jump in and save me from some other, let's call them unintuitive experiences as well. See, it turns out that some apps really need play services running in the background all the time. I hadn't enabled that, so I found some pretty weird behavior. Oh, SwiftKey. This one had me totally stumped. I couldn't use dictation, and it kept telling me I needed this.
You're telling me this motherfucker uses a Microsoft SwiftKey AI keyboard? Wow. Copilot and SwiftKey? What the fuck would you need this for? This is how you know someone's a boomer too, like or like middle-aged, is swiping like your keyboard. That's like peak to them. They're like, this was peak, guys. This is the last thing. God, fucking what a retard concept. Honestly, it's your fucking keyboard. You know, I remember they used to have texting competitions. Oh, where is it? Oh, where is it? I remember this. Look at these. This is. People say like we were addicted to phones now. Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. This was huge. I used to know habitual texters. They were like, I'm fast. No one's faster than me. And then like I don't know why I know about this, but it's just one of those things that you just learn and it never leaves your core memories. Look at all these people locked in, by the way. They're so addicted that they're doing a competition. LG, look at that. LG sponsored this. Someone sponsored this. Somebody put money into this. Whoa, this is insane. If only they bought Bitcoin. If only they bought Monero. But they're in the U.S. National Texting Championship.
This is the U.S. National Texting Championship, and it's pretty tense. Contestants are judged on speed and accuracy during an 8-round.
Everyone looks exactly like they should. Monero, literally. Everyone here looks exactly like they need to be here.
Text off.
I wonder where he is now. Like, I want to know not only where he is, I wonder what happened to these people. Yeah, like, for real.
Proved he had the fastest fingers in America for the second year in a row, no less.
Second year in the fucking row.
Quite an honor.
Texting that last round, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a really impossible phrase. I was trying to take my time on it, but I really wanted to win it again, so I just went as fast as I could.
And Austin got
$50,000. Think about this. This motherfucker got 50 grand. This motherfucker got... I can't even read that. Yeah, you know what he's doing? He probably bought crack with this. You're telling me this motherfucker won 50 grand, especially in 2012? He should have bought Bitcoin with this. World fastest texter. I think his name is Alex. I think I see that. The world's fastest texter is oh, Mike. How the fuck did I get his name? Wait, who's Austin? His name is Austin? And someone got faster than Austin? Yeah, but someone's faster than him. This guy. The world's fastest texter is Marcel Fernandez Fijo. A 17. Why are they all 17? Who broke the Guinness World Record of the fastest texter on April 25th, 2014. He typed 160 character message in 18 seconds. That's insane. Using a Samsung Galaxy S4 smartphone with the FlexKeys keyboard app, achieving a speed of 8 characters per second, equivalent to 105 words per minute. Now, that's crazy, actually. The messages he typed was the razor-toothed piranhas of the Garina Cirmalis and what the fuck that word is, are most ferocious freshwater in the fish world. In reality, this... Oh, okay. There's no info on the guy. Yeah, because there's someone faster. This was 12 years ago. I want you to think about that. This was like what else are you gonna do after this? This is your life has peaked. Actually, 14, 15. It's about to be 12 years ago. It's 11 years ago. That's crazy. 11 years ago, this guy changed his life. What a weird thing to wanna achieve. You know, respect though. What a weird... I don't know how he jumped onto this topic, but weird thing to fucking... Oh yeah, because I was having a boomer moment where I'm yelling at the sky.
But then it wasn't the right one. No, see, I had to go get a separate speech recognition app, and then I had to give that app microphone access before I could dictate. Oh, okay. Also, some apps that use the Play Integrity API, mostly banking apps, just plain didn't work. Maybe that's the issue we have with eBay? I'm not sure. That app just tells me it's not available for my device.
You know what's weird? eBay works for my device, so I don't, he has like 100K plus. That's crazy. No way. Hold on. Is Linus retarded? Because I use eBay. Did I make that up? I could have sworn I had eBay. He has it in his bio. That's crazy. I mean, I would have it in my bio too. Wow. Yeah, apparently eBay does not work now. Maybe it's something new because I could have sworn I had eBay to work.
Separate install of Markup from the GrapheneOS App Store. See, it's not in Google Play for some reason and is also not part of the default install. Finally,
Bro, he sells $97 courses. I'm done. $97 course for what? How to text fat? It's not even like that serious anymore. People fucking... What is he selling his course on? If it's to text, please send me a noose so I can hang myself. Who texts anymore? Like, quite literally. I can't. I don't have Instagram. I'm pretty sure that Instagram doesn't let you see it. Stuff if you don't have it. You think I would click a link? I would never. I will. I am big brain. I do want to get I do. Wow. Earn 3 to 4K a month by texting. What? Jesus Christ. Self-made millionaire in my 20s. Born in a poor rural third country. 2x genius. Guinness World Record holder. Earned 3 to 4K a month. Bro, okay, this guy won one fucking award and just made his entire personality. Chill. I mean, millionaire by what? By what standards? God. I would kill myself if that was what I was holding on to. How does he look? How does he look so old? 17. He's only like in his 30s. Wait, 10 years ago, he's not even 30. And he looks fucking 40. Wow, that's crazy. Sorry, that's his course though on God. It's legit. He milked the fuck out of that shit. I mean, I wouldn't milk this. It's so weird. Like, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to win. Like, don't get me. It's cool. So the thing about the Guinness World Records, you have to pay for it. It's just they charge you an insane fee. They charge you an insane fee, and you can still lose. And they're like super. I've read horror stories of working with them. They're like a bunch of demons. I just think it's cringe at that point. It's like, cool, man. You texted really quick, and then you didn't.
See, there is a sandbox version in the Graphene Store, which is great. But even after enabling all the permissions I could find, it was still struggling to connect. I then discovered that
that's because Linus Tech Tips has a Canadian vehicle, and we don't like Canadian vehicles.
Of course, the default behavior when you connect a USB cable is charge only, and there's no problem.
So the one I put it on
Of course, the default behavior when you connect a USB cable is
charge only, so that I can't get juice jacked from the NSA at the airport.
Only, and there's no prompts to enable data transfer. Well, that is very secure. It just means that in order to get around it, you need to know to go find the menu to enable data transfer, and you have to
Alright, that's not that hard. He's making it seem like it's a fucking chore.
know that that includes Android Auto. So then I was all set, right? Wrong. Android Auto continued to be a problem for a little while yet. It was mostly just dumb little hiccups like slow navigation and GPS position updates, not having access to my contacts, etc., etc.
Who the fuck uses Android Auto, like, for real? Can we just bring back CD changers and onboard navigation in the car? That'd be kind of sick. Just local maps on the car, CD changer, 6 CD changer. I remember when dudes would get the 6 CD changer, and they would show that off like it's about to get them. It's about like they about to fuck. Like they would be pulling out to the ladies. They're like, yeah, it was a flex. They're like, ladies, look at my 6 CD changer. Take off your pants. I know. You want me. This is what all the ladies want. They want a 6 CD changer inside the car. In my Dodge Neon. That my parents bought me. And it's definitely not falling apart. And I'm unemployed.
Through the permissions to figure out what I've missed, but it was enough to be annoying. Now, to address the herd of elephants here. Some folks will insist that installing Google anything on this means that I'm doing GrapheneOS wrong.
He is. He's actually doing it objectively wrong. He needs to make sure that he got a new number. He only uses progressive web apps and any proprietary software. GrapheneOS team should go out and kill him. I'm just kidding. In a video game. I forgot you can't joke on the internet now.
Did feel a little dirty. But the fact is, guys, I use products and services from companies like Google, Microsoft, Meta, and Apple every day to do my job. And in most cases, they really do need most of the permissions that they're asking for in order to function properly.
Well, of course, he's on YouTube. I mean, no, you could have relatively good OPSEC and be a public figure. And you could care about privacy and still be on YouTube and a public figure. I think the problem is we're getting information, we're getting it from a normie, which I think is good. I mean, there are going to be normies that just care about privacy to a certain degree. They're like, hey, I just want... Yeah, sure, but I'm saying Linus. Yeah, he doesn't care. Yeah, of course. But I think he's trying to appeal to the mass normies that see this, but I don't think it's gonna matter.
Which kind of bummed me out. But my new pal, Pre-Summer Allium, had a really great perspective.
This philosophical debate of wanting to avoid possible privacy invasive services, something like fight with people believe they ruin it by installing stuff from Google, Facebook, you name it, but in reality they don't. GrapheneOS caters to everyone. There's nothing wrong with it. If you intend to use these services, you're better off running them on GrapheneOS anyway than anywhere else. All of our privacy features exist for a reason. Yeah, I mean, that's, of course. I don't think there are like the esoteric people that go like super crazy. They're like, no Google, but they'll have a Gmail, like they'll be talking about this on like YouTube. They'll be like, no Google, guys, and they'll have a YouTube account. You know, like, they're the extreme. And I've always stated that, like, my goal is to push people away from YouTube and, like, better decentralized services. But that's the point, is being here is because it has the biggest audience that is on, like, it has the biggest audience where people are trying to figure out, like, where am I going to go? Like, what service could I use? Like, where can I get... I mean, if I was preaching this on PeerTube, I'd be talking to an audience that already agrees with me. They're like, yeah, we know. Show us your feet.
GrapheneOS is designed to improve the privacy and security of everyone, not just the hardcores and the obsessives. And their team totally understands that we're not all able to ditch the apps that we need for work, for communicating with our kids. And they work hard to ensure that you'll still be much better off.
Yeah, but your kids should be using Signal. And if they're not, that's kind of gay.
Running those things in GrapheneOS than you are in a Google-flavored version of Android or a Xiaomi-flavored version of Android. With that said, if you're lucky enough that you don't need to rely on things from our corporate overlords, maybe you could get away without the official Play Store. Aurora is an option that I saw mentioned a lot on the Graphen.
I would not use Aurora. They're awful. The way they manage their packaging, the way they manage their apps, you're better off just using a Crescent or just getting Obtainium. Obtainium is in the order of security, kind of. Google Play Store, Obtainium, F-Droid way before Aurora, and then actually just download skip or Aurora altogether. Just use fucking the pure APK. Just get the APK yourself.
Subreddit. There are some disagreements as to whether it is technically an app store, but its main purpose is to search for apps and download apps from the Play Store anonymously, which seems close enough in my books. And it's pretty awesome for any apps that you don't need to log into. F-Droid would be another option, and there's...
I mean, F-Droid would be a better option. F-Droid's got some problems, but...
many other app stores with rabid fans that I'm sure are angry right now by not providing exhaustive lists.
So stores, Crescent... Oh, yeah. Where was the other one? There was another one that I used. I've never used TapTap. There was another one. It was like Droidify. Why is not Droidify on there? I mean, a Crescent, actually, once a Crescent gets better, in the order it would be a Crescent Obtainium, Google Play. Right now it's kind of like Google Play, Obtainium, a Crescent. But a Crescent's getting there. They're talking about like... But here's the thing is, a Crescent isn't about all open source. They just want a secure Play Store. They just want a secure anonymous option to the Play Store that requires no Google Play services, if any. And if you can start finding applications that support that, I mean, unfortunately, I think YouTube requires the Google Play service.
That approach, please do your due diligence. Make sure you can trust the source, and always check the hashes of anything you download before you install it on your phone.
Yeah, you can use the app verifier to make sure you're doing everything right.
If what I said was confusing just now, just use an app store until you get up to speed. Anyway, that was a lot, and I still haven't given a bottom line. GrapheneOS reminded me a lot of my past experiments daily driving Linux, and...
What? Alright. This motherfucker just be making shit up.
Like the Linux crowd, many GrapheneOS users probably don't even notice the little side quests that
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
pop up during regular use. But for others, this should just work moments can be very frustrating. And if you're wondering which bucket you fall into, we came across a really great perspective on this question on the Graphene forums that I'm going to have to paraphrase because we lost the link. It all comes down to trade-offs. Are you willing to give up a little bit of convenience for more security and privacy? Or do you prefer to give up a little bit of privacy for, say, live traffic data in your mapping app? Do you prefer to tinker and tweak and have control over your phone? Or do you want your OS to just fade into the background of your life and just work? So, is GrapheneOS for you? Well, based on the questions that I just asked, you probably already have the answer in your mind. If you're the sort of person that would try a different OS on your phone, GrapheneOS gives a ton of control in a package that I would call polished enough for the kind of person that doesn't mind a little bit of tinkering.
I don't think it's nearly as tinkering as much as he says. I mean, what do people really use today? Like, I can't think... Like, most people, like, switch between the same 4 apps. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Amazon, which can all work on GrapheneOS. And their banking apps, I guess. And YouTube. Like, I don't think that... Linus is coming from a business perspective and a person who has probably a very granular... Like, why couldn't they have picked somebody else that's just more normie than him? That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm coming up. They should have picked someone way more normal than him. Like, he runs a business. He probably has, like, a slew of, like, esoteric apps that, like, just the average person isn't going to fucking use. They should have picked fucking anyone else to do this, like, experiment. Someone who just uses the fucking... Like, half the people you run into, I guarantee you that you're like, what apps do you use? They're like, bank, TikTok, Facebook, Tinder, which all of them work on GrapheneOS. I've never had... I even run the alpha. I run alpha. I run the alpha one, because I'm an alpha male. Because all you betas. Like, I run alpha software, like the latest version, the rolling release on my daily driver. I've had one issue with one app, and I can't remember which one it is right now. I was like, that keeps crashing, and then memory tagging pretty much told me, they're like, hey yo, we understand that they'll be like, hey yo, we understand that you what was I talking about again? Oh, the app. I was like, we're like memory tagging was like, hey yo, we understand that you want to use this app. We're going to tell you that something happened, and then like an update like a week later fixed it. So it's not like I said, average person you meet. I use Bank. I use TikTok. I use Twitter. I use Facebook, Amazon, and I watch porn, and that's it. Which all can be obtained on GrapheneOS. What is like Pinterest and like their 3 users like really like struggling out there?
And if you're trying to de-Google your life, it seems like a meme.
There's a meme even for it that we have the like it's like cycling through the same 4 apps throughout the day. We just leave one app to go to the other app to complain about the other app on this app. Like we have the same 4 apps. Facebook is is Twitter for boomers. YouTube is what do you call it? YouTube is TikTok for boomers. And TikTok is just for pretty much borderline. TikTok is for borderline sex offenders trying to find young girls, I swear. And moms that peaked in high school. That's it. That's TikTok. Moms that peaked in high school that fucking shouldn't be on there, and pedos. They shouldn't be on there either. It's a kids dancing app. That's all it is. That just steals music, actually. It's an app that steals music. Pedophiles that are looking for kids that are stealing music, and moms that peaked in high school and are fucking lame. This is why I don't understand. I should have like an angry, triggered boomer moment yelling at Cloud. I don't even have a problem with fucking social media. I just have an issue where it's like you have an entire video app and all it is just people fucking recycling the same dance moves. I think TikTok's a psyop. 100%. I think TikTok was invented by the government, by some government, don't know which one, and I think it was invented by the government. This is my tinfoil hat moment. I don't really believe in most crazy conspiratorial shit because it's all generally nonsense, and it's just an uninteresting conversation to have, to be completely honest. Like, I get bored hearing it, like people just regurgitate the same shit. But I think the government saw Musical.ly, which was originally what it was, and they're like, hey, let's buy this app. Let's buy this and then infect everyone with it. Let's get everyone on it. Let's do some industry plant shit. So they took they made some industry plants, planted them inside the app. And people bring up like, oh, they don't have this even in China, where it's like, China doesn't have a lot of shit. China doesn't allow a lot of things because they don't have the freedom to have these things. People are like, they don't even let them use TikTok over there. Well, yeah, they don't let them to use a lot of shit. You can't even look at Winnie the Pooh. I'm getting sidetracked, but I think it's like what, Winnie the Pooh, China. Yeah. I don't think, because everyone said right here. In 2017, the government of People's Republic of China has implemented restrictions on the image of the anthropomorphic teddy bear Winnie the Pooh, particularly Disney's adoption, because they compared him to Xi Jinping for some reason. So I just want to point that out. The CCP does not fuck with. Yeah, it's. This is like one of the funniest memes. This is what's the funniest. This is one of the funniest things that's censored in China. When I bring this up to people, are like, China doesn't allow TikTok. I'm like, China doesn't allow the Winnie the Pooh either. And they're like, why? And I'm like, people were using it as a meme to make fun of Xi Jinping. Look at this. Like they were putting his picture next to it. This is kind of funny, actually. But no shit. A lot of shit's not allowed in there, so them not having access to TikTok isn't fucking crazy. I just think TikTok's a psyop. It was to make us dumber, focus on dancing. Now it's used politically. A lot of people do politics on TikTok. So if you're getting your information in such small, no context type of data that people aren't reading. They don't want to read no more. They don't want to cite sources. They don't want to actually dig into information. They just see stuff on TikTok or Instagram Reels. Gen Z is becoming Facebook grandparent boomer type of mentality. Like, I'm not even kidding. I recently deleted TikTok. Good. Honestly, hold on. So, TikTok is becoming what we made fun of boomers on Facebook. They're like, Grandma, why would you believe that? That's totally not real. Every app is the same with Reels. Yeah, because they saw TikTok make so much money with it. Or, I mean, hypothetical. It's not real money. It's fake money. Venture capital money is not real. You want to talk about companies printing money out of thin air? Venture capital money. But that's its own, like, fuck. That's like, you can go down that whole, like, economic debate and the problem with venture capital funds. There is an issue. I have no problem with it when a company is self-funded and they maybe take out a loan and then they fund themselves and then they reach a profitability level. What was I going on about again? Oh yeah, congratulations. Nice leaving TikTok. All TikTok shows me is that insanely dumb bugman. I don't know what the last word is, but yeah, TikTok is definitely. So I watched a YouTuber's video that talked about how easy it is to become radicalized through the internet. Like, very simple. People think that like YouTube's like all left leaning or all right leaning, or it's the algorithm will shift you. You go on TikTok, you like one video, it's gonna shove that shit into your face. You like one burrito video, you like one thick goth Latina video, that's all you're gonna fucking see. It echo chambers you. It's realistically a problem. Because then again, people then get their information this, and then they form their opinions on it. That's the problem. Kids don't want to do research anymore. It's actually embarrassing. I can't believe I'm saying this. I sound like I'm 900 years old. Like I'm a 900-year-old vampire. There's shit that I don't care about. Like I'm not interested. I'm not going to go read about it because I'm not interested in it. But I'm not going to act like I know about it and then be like, no, I'm not going to read about it. I think that's insane.
At the moment, with companies, kids, life, not to mention other hobbies that I just like.
See, this is how you know Linus is not a real Linux user, is because he said he had a wife. That should have been our first. That's like this entire video's first mistake. He's making it out like that Linux users and people that like free and open source software can get wives. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. True. That's the point. This is why they picked the wrong. I'm telling you, they picked the wrong person. He has a wife. He runs a business. He has esoteric apps. They picked the wrong person. They should have picked somebody else. Someone who looks like they don't have a wife and kid, and that somebody loves them. Someone who just fucking uses the same four apps. I mean, DoorDash has got to fucking work. Like, isn't that what people do now too? They just DoorDash everything.
I'm looking already. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. War Thunder. It seems like a major piece of that puzzle. As for me, at the moment, with companies, kids, wife...
So, I think he's coping, and he could 100% use GrapheneOS on a daily basis. Progressive web apps could be in replacement of the apps maybe he uses that doesn't work on the Play Store. And I've used PWAs for a very long time. I think sometimes they look better. Sometimes they function better. Like when I'm in a different country and I want to take Uber and not get fucking scammed or stabbed, and they have Uber or like Lyft available, I just use the PWA. It uses less battery. It's more, it's a little bit, more quote unquote private because it's not running in the background. And, then somebody comes and picks me up. I get in there. I talk about Linux for about 45 minutes. Trauma dump an insane amount of information on them that they're never going to use, and then I exit and I give them 5 stars. And that's probably why I have a 1-star rating.
To mention other hobbies that I just plain enjoy more than tinkering with OSs, Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered came out. I'm loving it already. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, and for the rest of my life. You know what else I'll do for the rest of my life?
He's not going to do it, guys. I bet my left testicle that he will never commit to GrapheneOS. I bet my left one. If he does, that would be fucking insane. We'll probably be on GrapheneOS's own hardware by the time Linus even considers doing it. As a Linux user, if you do, you don't have a life savings. It's all tied up in ThinkPads. Remember, you don't need to trade the stock market. You just need to trade ThinkPads. Like, what is bro rambling about? Hey, I only have one. You only have one ThinkPad? Wow. That's because the other ThinkPads had to go to someone else. I do want to install Gen 2. I run GrapheneOS on a Pixel 7 Pro. Yeah, that's good. Honestly, the 7 was probably the worst one. 7 and the 8. The 8 was terrible. But 7 was probably the worst. I saw a ton of issues with it. Mainly with the camera, the back camera. This is more of a Google quality control issue. So the 6 had a battery issue. I replaced my battery. And I seen people said that this is like my second battery I'm on or my third battery. And it expands. Like whatever happens. The swapping the battery out, I don't know where people think that was like such a bad to me, it wasn't really that much of an issue swapping the battery out. I didn't have a problem with the adhesive. Sorry for the wait. I was busy eating mandarins. That's a lot of mandarin. How many mandarins did you eat? What happened to the Pixel 9 stops being supported? That was never going to happen. I have the Pixel 9, and it's supported fine. They're going to support it. This was kind of like FUD being spread by these shit companies like the Unplugged Retard phone or the Brax Me Retard phone. They were just saying that because they saw that GrapheneOS was having an issue porting it. Oh, I thought they thought by what is the best Pixel for GrapheneOS? Probably the 9 right now because it essentially works. The 10, so the reason that you would wait for the 10 is because the chipset in itself was supposed to, I don't know if it does. This 2 mandarins, nice. That took a long time. It took you an hour to eat 2 mandarins, but whatever. It's supposed to support memory tagging at the chip level or something. That was like a security feature that some people thought that they were going to support, but right now the 10 is having trouble. It's not fully stable yet. To answer your question, Toon Dime, they stopped supporting it after Google stops giving it security updates. So from the 8 and going up, it's 7 years of security updates. Anything before that, it was only 5. So you got an additional 2 years. So dollar per cost average, the best one right now is probably for the price and the capability is the Pixel 9a. I have a 3-day battery on one charge. Don't use it much, but all banking apps work. I'm upgrading to the 9 soon, DTC included. Oh, nice. So then, yeah. So what happens when that happens? You could still use it, but you would be not getting the critical full security patches. So this is kind of like the biggest problem with GrapheneOS. Not GrapheneOS. This is kind of the biggest problem with phone vendors. They can't infinitely support and do full security patches on hardware. It's not possible. It's financially and physically not possible. So Google gives a responsible of 5 years all the way up till the 6th. To the 7th. And the 6 and the 7 actually got an additional 2 years of security patching till 2029. No, they're going to get like Android. We're not on 15? No, we're on 16. So they're going to get additional 2 years or something. XMR chat isn't there again. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. But you can always go to XMR chat, not at FBIHoneypot.com if you wanna send me money so I can continue to smoke crack in my basement. But when it happens is when you stop getting your full security patches, where you're getting the full patch, you essentially are exposing yourself to some form of vulnerabilities that might not be able to be fixed with these half backported patches. Think of it like if you put a hole in your wall because you had too many monsters. Has anything changed since your video about Google possibly doing the graphene? If you put let me finish this real quick. I have thoughts on it. So if you take your hand and put it through a hole through a wall, and you only do like half a patch, your wall is still going to be like half a hole in it. So it's like kind of like that. Like you have too many Monster Energy drinks and your mom took away your Xbox. You're like, fuck. So you start punching holes in the wall. Well, someone's only going to patch so many holes before they're like, fuck this kind of thing. So that's kind of like an easy way to look at it. It's going to lose its structural integrity, and it's going to only get a fraction of the security updates. My thought on it is Google retaining later, Billy. Google retaining. Man, you ate 2 mandarins and you decided to show up and then leave? Fuck you. Google retaining. I hate to say this. I'm going to sound insane. I like that Google retained Android and won their lawsuit. Because somebody worse would have came by and bought Google's Android fork. Like Android. Somebody could have came by. Somebody worse. A for-profit crazy company. Maybe maybe an Israeli company could have came by and bought fucking Android and closed sourced it and then pretty much fucked all the forks. So the goal is, because of how hard it is for GrapheneOS to port the newer versions of Android, because Google is being a bitch and a monopoly, and I think they'll backtrack on this. They'll eventually realize how much it hurts them. They're going to, in my opinion, it's kind of good timing that Google won this, because it now gives GrapheneOS time to find a vendor, an OEM vendor, where they can go into. Never mind, I'm staying. You're funny. Thanks, appreciate it. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to stay with GrapheneOS. I think they're going to stay, and they're going to be able to have more time to port to a new vendor where they're not going to have Google's grips around them, because you got to remember this makes it difficult for them to, because they only work with Pixel series. This makes it difficult because Google still owns the Pixel at the end of the day. So they could fork the ASOCP and possibly increase the availability of creating maybe an alternative to the Android open source fork. There would be something kind of cool. This was put into theory. We're eventually going to go to reading some C, but so there's something called gvisor. It's unfortunately made by Google, but this would be very cool. So it's pretty much improve your container security to deliver security imperative apps, increase security production. So you have containers, and then you have gvisor, and then you have the host kernel. You could pretty much run untrusted code. You could run virtual machines on a phone. This is where the Pixel 8 and up can do this because they have the ability of hardware, acceleration, and I think they have GPU acceleration as well. So imagine you have a phone that has a container on it running, let's say, the Android Studio, like Android, and then you can run your applications, like your containers, for other applications, or maybe on the base layer you would have like gvisor, and then you would have the container, and it would be virtual Android. So it's a separation from the actual host, thus making it, not only more secure, but maybe not as reliant on the vendor-specific issues, or maybe like not relying on just Google themselves, where you could run fully containerized Linux kernels. Gerald Bourdain. But in contrast, there is not really a good solution for eyes. There's not really a good competition when it comes to vendors, because these vendors get these contracts, and because they get these contracts, they don't want to work with other vendors because they won't make money. So these vendors need to make money, and then on top of it, they also need to make sure that they can do this cost effectively, and it's just not really there. Think about it. You only have Google. In the Android space, you only have Android, and you have iOS. That's about it. And because you have only these options, it's not really viable. It's not really viable to be consistent. There we go. So it's a cost thing, and it's a profitability thing. So it's a cost thing, and it's what do you want GrapheneOS to spend their time on? Do you want them to spend their time on making a phone and take away from the fact that they're making secure software and a secure operating system? No, that would be stupid. Like they need to be able to focus. That's why they said they partner with the OEM so that they can ship and not be heavily reliant on the Google ecosystem. So as much as people hate Google, Google has a high level of security, and because they have a high level of security consciousness, they are the best phones that we have in today's 2020-25 market, besides Apple. When it comes to the software side, Google Pixels and Google's pure vanilla Android is the best option. Samsung is right under them, but the issue is Samsung puts a lot of bloat in there, a lot of their own pre-installed apps that is just reskinned versions and possibly outdated versions of other apps. They serve ads like no fucking tomorrow. If you just look at any mid-tier Samsung phone, and it's just a giant pile of shit filled with ads. That's how they recoup their cost. So, and then you have vendor-locked phones that are bought from like carriers, where these carriers put their pre-installed apps on there. So like you get all these pre-installed apps that invade your privacy, add more attack surface. It's just not. Android is a mess. This is why it has had a bad reputation for a very long time. And because it has had a bad, people are like, oh, Android, it gets viruses. Not really. It's just got poor management when it comes to what is installed, how the updates work, how the manufacturers support it. I hate ads with a passion. Yeah, me too. I fucking hate ads. Now, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sympathetic to people that don't want to go out there and spend a bunch of money on ad-free experience. I get it. Like, $10 a month could be a lot to someone. So, I get it. I get that YouTube creators put a. I run my own family and media. You should. Sail the seven seas. If there's no other option, then piracy is not really a crime in my eyes. But that's it's a whole nother topic. GrapheneOS Gen 2 BSD based. That'd be kind of cool. They should GrapheneOS should just adopt Gen 2, guys. So I'm sympathetic to the people that don't have the money and they just want to build. I mean, buying DVDs is probably the better option now. It's probably cheaper. I have over 200 songs right now that I've purchased in the last month, and I've spent less than $150 on physical media that I own. That's on my MP3 player. So that I paid what someone would pay for maybe a Netflix subscription and a half for music, or a Spotify subscription and a half, a year and about a half Spotify subscription, and I got a plethora amount of music I still got to get through that I love. Ad free, plays FLAC files, high quality, beautiful music. I mean, I do hate that everything is streaming now. I think streaming has gotten worse than cable, because now it's ads, and all these guys are like, they're like, oh, I just bought, like, say you like Marvel, and Disney's like, we just bought Marvel, so now you have to get the Disney bundle. You now have to get the Disney bundle, you bitch, or you won't be able to see Thanos or no Hulk. Haha, fuck you. And I'm not, for anyone that's going to roast me about what good device wide ad block for phones. Oh, what's a good device wide ad block for Pi-hole? If you're on your local area network, if you're on your device a DNS server that supports ad blocking, like Cloudflare or Quad9. But the thing is, you shouldn't run that and a different VPN, because it kind of hurts your privacy, because it somewhat looks very unique. What songs are free? The crackhead on the corner that's playing replaying every Led Zeppelin album. I meant to say it when I purchased it. It doesn't mean. Oh, I meant to say, if when I purchase it, doesn't mean that I can own it. Doesn't mean that I can own it. Then me downloading it, it doesn't mean I stole it. My theft implies that I took it from you and you no longer have access. If when I purchase it doesn't mean that I can own it, and then me downloading it, it doesn't mean that I stole it. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I just think that I think that there isn't really. So my philosophy on media is, if I'm purchasing for access, I kind of don't like the idea of that, because if my account gets banned, if I don't have $8 in my account that month, and if because of these media companies are buying property rights of these movies, and I have to have a subscription service. I'll tell you what Piles in a second. If I don't have a subscription service to access stuff because it's going more digital, then I don't really have a problem with piracy. I think that it's good to buy physical media for that reason, or at least digital format, and then own it and distribute it across many formats so you don't lose access to it. Pi-hole is a network local DNS sinkhole. So DNS, kind of watch a YouTube video on it. It has watch a video tube on it. It's legit. Yeah, so Pi-hole in the shortest, simplest understanding is a DNS sinkhole. So DNS knows, yes, I know 123 anime. I just don't like those sites. Actually, I can't pirate anime. I feel guilty about that because this sounds very contradictory. I don't pirate music and I don't pirate anime because they're the lowest, most overworked people, and they generally get hurt the most in the industry. But that's a philosophical ideology that I don't think everyone has to subscribe to. That's just my view. I can't pirate anime because I feel guilty because those guys are constantly overworked. Pi-hole's based. And I can't do music because I'll feel bad, even if they're a big successful band. It's the only time that I feel bad. But Pi-hole is a DNS sinkhole. DNS is kind of like the phone book. It's kind of like the gateway into your life. If you can see a lot, you can learn about a lot of DNS. You can learn a lot about someone through their DNS queries. They're not encrypted. There's some parts that aren't encrypted. They can't be. This is what encrypted client hello is supposed to solve. This is kind of like the issue with DNS, but Pi-hole is kind of like a DNS sinkhole, so it's your own DNS server. It's like if you ran your own DNS server, and then you put it on your local area network. You can use a Raspberry Pi with it, and it will block ads at the DNS level, which is the most easiest way to be consistent and block ads. I use Brave, and then I use Pi-hole on my local area network. And if I VPN into my local area network, I have DNS on the go, blocking on the go. But if you have Android, you can go into your DNS settings, like essentially your network settings. There's a DNS section, and you can add Quad9's, Malvad's, or Cloudflare's DNS policies to your DNS provider, meaning that's going to be the first one you use, and it will block ads on the go. Or you can use a VPN and their ad blocking DNS provider. I mean, I use Malvad. Malvad has a good DNS content filtering. I would not separate them, not because of all in one eggs basket, but it makes you more fingerprintable. When YouTube took my channel away, I had a lot of movies. They had to pay me back for every movie, and they did, but I downloaded every one that day and I purchased them. Yeah, this is something that I do think about. When people purchase stuff through services like Amazon, or I've heard people get stuff through Amazon Prime's video downloader, and they didn't download it, but they had bought the box set, and they get their account banned, and then they lose it, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, can't help you there," and they don't have to. What are you gonna do? Sue them? Good luck. You know what I mean? They could be like, you signed this mysterious 500-page NDA that actually says you don't own the rights to this. Would they do that? Yeah, probably, because I don't trust them. So it's kind of like I just buy physical DVDs and I rip, which is still piracy, by the way, which is insane. I buy physical DVDs and I have a CD burner and I just rip them. Does block ads work? I'm not sure. Kind of crazy that you don't pirate music, but your reasoning makes sense. Because musicians are the worst paid when it comes to streaming. They get most of their money from touring, and they get most of their money from buying physical media. I actually like album art too. I buy vinyls for that reason, because I like the album art. But it is kind of, I do sound ass backwards when I talk about this. Does block ad? Yeah, probably. Based means BSD, Alpine Signal, Enlightenment DNS. That's probably true, actually. Block ad is an Android ad blocking. Oh, okay. There is another one that I use for... So, depending on what Android you have, this is a really good one. This is probably my favorite app. Before I got into GrapheneOS, I used this for a very long time. It's a firewall, too. The creator, I've talked to this person in some forums. Really based, really nice. They're eventually going to have a paid model so they can make some money. It blocks ads at the network level. It's completely free. I don't know when they're going to start charging for it. I don't think they're going to ever do it. Quad9 is free. They're ran as a nonprofit. They don't charge to use their DNS server. So I think there are good people out there that have good intentions. And not everything is going to be a cost, because sometimes privacy and security should be a cost. People should have access to it. So you can block apps. You can actually block apps at the network level. So say you have a calculator app, why does this have the internet access? You can block it. It's a firewall, built-in firewall, has DNS, but it takes up a VPN spot. So just to let you know, you can actually add a WireGuard VPN and use it in conjunction if you don't have the benefits of GrapheneOS. GrapheneOS natively gives you access to the Android application firewall built into Android. So you can block stuff at the network level with GrapheneOS, which you can't do on normal Androids. If somebody came to me and was like, hey, I need something that gives me... Isn't DNS a problem with a VPN, though? So it uses a VPN spot because it cannot do this without doing it. It's something to do with how Android handles these policies. I'm not entirely sure. It explains it, what it takes up. It says we take a VPN spot, but it's not a VPN. Just to let you know. So what this does is you can block apps at the internet level, and then it allows you to pick a DNS provider that's more private. Yeah, I heard they pay for them for per play, which is below the minimum wage. And then when it totals up, I think it's a mess. The streaming and paying the artists, I don't think it should be allowed. Oh yeah, so Spotify is the worst. They pay them like pennies. It's like cents, pennies, cents. I know people that work in the music industry, and they tell me what they make on Spotify, and they're like, it's terrible. Unless you're making millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of views, like listens, like a month, it's very. And then people don't realize behind the music scene, a lot of that money that is given to the artists, it can be given. They might not have full control over their music. It might go 80% of it might go to the record label. I mean, there's something called the death clause. A lot of young artists, it happens. Yeah, 4 cents per play. It can be even less than that, I believe. I've heard Tidal unironically pays the highest, but it's still a joke. It's still pretty sad. So like, there's something called the death clause, like where a lot of these artists, when they're young, they will sign to record labels because they don't have money, and they're like, here, make this album, and we'll give you $150,000, and they don't realize it's a loan, and then this loan they have to pay it back. Krayshawn is a perfect example of this. She got inked a deal with Sony, she had a really famous song. These streams are more fire than the person that they put the spicy pickle jars. Sure, I do love pickles. She was like, this is the one that always comes to my mind. She inked a deal with Sony. She made racked up millions of views on it, but she had like a stupid, insane loan through them to make the music video and everything, and promote it and tour and stuff. And she's like, I haven't made a single dollar from this. They keep garnishing it because I signed a contract. That's why I tell people, like, if they want to get in that business, hire a lawyer. Have a good lawyer and a good manager, and make sure they read over your shit before you sign anything. It's sad. It's a sad industry too. It really is. A lot of people get fucked in it because they have talent, and then these insane corporate music industries come in here and fucking they leech. They're leeches. They're like, oh, but they wouldn't have. Yeah, they would have. There's ton. This is why I can respect the rap industry. A lot of them go independent. They're like, no, fuck that. You're not taking 80% of my cut when I'm making the music. This is why when you see independent artists, you can really see like the passion they throw into it. Yeah, they might be broke for a while, or might hurt them financially in the long run, maybe in the short term. I mean, but in reality, it's stupid to even, unless you have a really good label and like you have a really good lawyer and you have the time to do all that and write up a good contract. It's almost pointless to even join a label at this in 2025. You'd be killing yourself unless it's a label where the person, like it's your friend. They're like, hey guys, I started a label. I'm not a corporate demon like Warner Brothers Studio or Sony or Nintendo. I saw this funny meme too earlier about like Nintendo. They're like, oh, we heard you want to make riding horses proprietary. Like you want to patent. I listen to everything. See you for real this time. Later, Billy. I listen to all music. I love all music. I like every, like, it's not hypothetical, every genre. I like every genre. There's not a single genre you could, or I could not find something. I don't like all artists. I like all genres. I could find every single genre, I could find something in every single genre and listen to it and enjoy it. And I've tested this. I've, like, looked through music genres. I'm like, let me find an obscure genre. There's, like, genres I'm less a fan of, though. I don't like rap metal. Too much, to be honest. Like, I don't like Linkin Park. Controversially. I don't like Linkin Park. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't like Linkin Park, and I don't like Slayer. And what's another one? I don't like Metallica. I don't like Iron Maiden. What's another one that everyone hates me for? I found a Slayer song. I don't like Slayer, but I found a Slayer song I like. But I don't like Slayer themselves. She's a Roller by Draco the Ruler. I don't know who Draco the Ruler is. Fuck you, Linus.
War Thunder. Where can you...
War Thunder's... They're still showing this garbage. Rip Draco. Oh, he's got a Draco. That's funny. I'll check him out. I like all music, especially people that stack illegal counterfeit bills on their shoulder. Well, I think actually I think it's money can't be in movies or something. That's why they gotta use fake money. I believe is real money in movies illegal. I think it is. Oh. Interesting. Why the fuck do people use fake... Oh, maybe because they don't have it. Safer internet. Brave is the safer internet, guys. It won't show me big milkers on the first 2 pages. I have to go 4 pages in. Using real money in movies is not illegal, as federal law permits the filming of U.S. currency for motion pictures under 18 U.S.C. Code 504. However, while filming real money is allowed, using large quantities of real cash on set permits significant risk, including theft. Oh, that's it? That's all it is? I guess you learned something. Someone told me... See, this is why you should always, like... You should always, like, put this kind of information in the back of your head and keep it so you can look it up later. Prop money is designed to look realistic on camera, but it includes a clear disclaimer as for motion picture. Okay. Filming real currency in movies explicitly permitted by law, specifically under the Counterfeit Detection Act of 1992. 18. Should I use a DNS ad guard if I'm using Proton VPN? No, that'd be pointless. That would make you more fingerprintable. They have their different use cases. So, like, sometimes I just use just DNS if I want to just block ads. I'm watching Brave now with the user agent switch set to Linux 5. That's kind of funny. Make sure you're watching the Torrified Brave. I did but yeah, so like Proton's good on its own. I use Mulvad because they accept Monero. Proton finally accepts Monero. But I just like, I don't know. I just like I like Mulvad. I like it more. I don't really use Proton anymore, or any of their products. I'm not like a Proton hater. I don't care for it. I'll check that out. No, don't actually do that. I mean, if you want to, you're more than welcome to, but don't actually use it for real. So when you do this, you are fingerprinting yourself, because this screen resolution isn't like other Tor. Should I keep DNS off for Proton? No, I would keep it on. I would use their DNS provider. That would be the least. So fingerprintability comes from. I mean, it kind of depends on what your goal is. Like if you don't care about the fingerprinting aspect, then yeah, by all means. Proton VPN and mail only. iVPN's pretty good. I like them. I used them for a while because they accepted Monero just natively in the app too. But I think Proton is good as an alternative to Google Suite. Like, I think if someone's like, hey, I want to leave Google and I want a good alternative, please explain this. I'm wondering about this on Brave. So this uses Tor's onion routing, but Tor benefits from the fact that everyone has the same screen resolution. Everyone looks the same. Everything is the same. Everybody looks kind of the same. This is the point. You're kind of just using Tor's onion routing service in Brave, but that's retarded. I mean, it's not. I don't think you should use it personally. I think it can damage your OPSEC if you actually care. Just use Tails or a VPN. Simple. I'm using it in a meme way, but I would never use this I would never seriously use this. It's not a good idea. I think it's one of Brave's biggest L's is even integrating, because it's going to trick people into thinking that this is a good idea to use it when you should never. I would never. I don't think it's a good idea. Tor's primary benefit comes from the fact that it's a herd. Everyone's the same cow. I don't know. That's my thought on it. That's after me listening to other people bring it up and think about it, and then I thought about it myself, and I've read people's opinion on it, and some people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Don't matter. But I'm like, let me think. How does Tor work? What is the purpose of Tor? It's to look the same. This is why when Tor's user agent got removed, it was a big deal. So Tor's user agent was, everyone looked like they had Windows. I think it was Windows 8 or 10, Windows 10 or something. Everyone looked like they're using Windows 10. Now they said this is a feature that doesn't really matter. It's got removed, and you kind of think about it. It does matter, because one of Tor's biggest problems. We can actually pull up Tor real quick. Before we get into C stuff, Tor, this right here, the safest, if for a while, I don't know if they fixed it, if you switch to the safest, it would not change anything about your configuration until you restarted. I use VPN just for Scoon Pass. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all. You know what? When people ask me what do you use your VPN for, I don't like. So GrapheneOS's native browser didn't block ads for the longest time. I don't know if they fixed it now. I mainly use Brave, but it was ass, and it didn't block ads, and I fucking hate it. I hate ads. I understand that people make a living for it. If I use the service, if I watch the YouTuber, if I watch a YouTuber for more than like a week at a time, and I'm constantly watching them and I'm blocking their ads, I just donate to them. That $5 I give them is going to be way more than they make in ad revenue. So like, and way more, I guess, like impactful. And YouTube doesn't take their 40%. I just find the way, especially if they accept my favorite anonymous cryptocurrency, Monero. But for the longest time, Tor would have a user agent where everyone would look the same. This user agent is important because it makes everyone look the same. So when you have, Sam Bent has a really good video on this. Like I just suggest people to go to youtube.com. Yeah, I don't want to pay to block ads, because you can still get fucking ads on YouTube, even if you get YouTube Premium. But so Sam Bent has a really good video on this. Let me just go to. He talks about this. I think this is it. I think I have to turn on JavaScript though. No, I don't. Based. So I'll have to read this. This is from September. Oh, nice. So he does a video. He does a video on Tor. Why pretty much why what's the word I'm looking for? He does a video on Tor on why it's important to have the user agent and why this is a mistake. And if you listen to it, it's actually a good explanation. He does a very good explanation. He has a video on it on his YouTube channel. Highly recommend it. Just go watch it. LDME 7 ships Debian 13 kernel 61 LTS real-time support. God, I hate Linux Mint though. I'm a Linux Mint hater, and I hate Debian. I really hate Debian too. I have no tolerance for Debian. I don't like LTS though. I mean, from a what's the word I'm looking for? From a freedom standpoint, LTS, whatever. Because you should have a choice. But from a security standpoint, LTS sucks. I am a rolling release. This is why I run Void Linux based, and I'm learning C. So, Void is apparently in C. So I can be based and cool learning C. But I think, in my personal take, I think back on the Tor topic, I think I2P should shine here. I2P needs two things for the mass adoption, and that's it. This is it. This is all I2P needs. They need a browser bundle, and they need, I know this is going to make people mad, they need to pick Chrome. They need to pick a Chromium version because Chrome has the best sandbox option when it comes to security. This has been for a long time, and if people want to bring up like pee-pee poo-poo, Google bad, Firefox makes most of their fucking money from Google. And Firefox has been a shithole with their money and their management and their company, like Mozilla itself, has been a shithole for a long time. I think from a sandboxing standpoint, Chrome is far superior. And they should, if Tor could redo everything, I would prefer them to do Chrome. Yes. Yeah, it is true. Firefox is going down a shithole. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm not actually a huge fan. I've never been a fan of Firefox for a lot of reasons. And even with Brave, there are things Brave has done I do not like. The crypto shit they did, fucking retarded. BAT tokens, fucking retarded. Your mic changed. It sounded weird. It could be the angle. So it sucks because they're like browser security matters. Like this is like the gateway into your life, and it should matter. So it's kind of one of those things that I wish I2P, back to the I2P thing. I2P needs a browser bundle like Tor. That's it. It needs the easiest way to install it for people to have some form of adoption. I'm a big fan of RTFM. I'm a big fan of doing the command line. Shut the crypto of the first one. Yes. Which I'm glad they backtracked it. They said, "Hey, it was stupid," and they moved on. You know, there are some things I like. You know, not a fan of, but it's better than the people that promote Opera GX, the gaming browser. Guys, look, Opera GX. I want to browse in game. I want a browser and a gaming browser in one. It's echo. Oh, it's echoing. Huh. I like and use LibreWolf too. Yeah, there are some cases I'm going to use Firefox. I like Mulved's browser. It's kind of chill. It's like if I wanted to use Tor, like the features of Tor, but without using it, without the ad blocking of Tor, like without the thing I hate about Tor is when I'm trying to go on a website, I have to solve like 40 captchas and fucking like, or get blocked. I'm either getting blocked or captcha'd. I hate captchas. The only thing I hate more than ads is captchas. I want to fight the person that found captchas. It's actually kind of funny. I fucking hate Solana. Where is it? Okay. There, like, if I'm going to use if I'm going to use Firefox, it's going to LibreWolf is cool. I've used it sometimes, and then I use. Oh, it happens to me too because I'm so locked down. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. I hate the captchas. I use Iron Fox on my phone. It's kind of like a hardened version of LibreWolf. I mean, a hardened version of Firefox that supports the encrypted client hello too, which is kind of cool. There's Trident too. That's if you're a Secure Blue knower and enjoyer. Secure Blue has their own browser that's based off of Vanadanian. Hardened Malloc. It's kind of cool. Yeah, Iron Fox is like someone brought the attention of Iron Fox to me and explained what it was, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I'll use it. But I default my web searches to DuckDuckGo, even though they did that Microsoft fuck up. I actually like Brave Search, a Crescent Store. Yeah, Graphene. Yeah. I like Brave Search. Brave's search is pretty good. The next one I use is below that is DuckDuckGo. But Brave Search, I like CRX too. I use CRX sometimes because I self-host it. I like CRX as well. It's just it's hit or miss. I use, different engines, depending on what I'm looking for. If I'm in a virtual machine, I don't really care. Like whatever the default is, because I'm not gonna configure my virtual machine. Where are these chats? I don't see them. I'm not entirely sure. They should be in YouTube. All these chats are on YouTube right now. I think. I have to check. I'm in a like my streaming hub, so I see. Whatever the default is. Oh, I hear that echo. Jesus Christ. R.I.P. Rip your ears, guys. The fuck is going on with my mic? Let me do. Still echo? Still echo? Let me. Because I'm not gonna configure my virtual machine. Where are these chats? I don't see them. I'm not entirely sure. They should be in YouTube. All these chats are on YouTube right now. I think. I have to check. I'm in a. Wow, yeah, that echo's bad. Jesus Christ. No, it did not get better, I heard. Ooh, I've never had to, oh, I see maybe the problem. I've never had this bad. Hello? 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 Wow, wow, that sounds terrible. Wait, my streaming hub, so I see. Oh, I hear that echo. Jesus Christ. R.I.P. I put down the volume. Maybe that was it. That's weird. It's been the same volume the whole time. I need to get a mic that has like headphone jack support so I can hear myself in real time. But I think I've fixed it. I gotta go through and I reinstalled OBS. I gotta go back in and reconfigure it. Maybe a little bit more. I hate audio. Whew. YouTube censors me so they can't see me in chat. Oh, for real? Back for more 420? Are you for real? Sounds good now? Thanks. You know what's funny? Somebody in here the other day, I don't know what they said. It was a couple live streams ago. They said something that YouTube censored, and it was so funny. I did laugh a lot from it. It was so funny. And I forgot what they said, but it was so dumb. I'm like, why is YouTube censoring this of all things? What a fucking stupid thing for a bot to catch. It was funny though. It was really funny. He's like, looks like I can't say these words, guys. YouTube is... I mean, that's kind of why I stream on Twitch and Kick and YouTube. Because I never want to be reliant on where I get my viewers from one platform. That just sounds like absolute hell. We're going to learn more about C right now, though. Because if you become big brain in C, you become big brain in real life. So the last thing we learned about was the char type. The char data type is used to store a single character. The character must surround it. Oh, actually, what we should learn is a C lesson on backdoored computers. This is actually kind of cool. You don't matter, the subject being thoughts. Poof, gone. Yeah, don't matter, the subject being thoughts. Poof, gone. Yeah. That's interesting. Kind of random, but what are your thoughts on ICP, the Internet Computer Protocol? They're backed up by a cryptocurrency that I'm not a fan of. I don't like when projects are reliant on cryptocurrencies because then it is tied to the valuation of that cryptocurrency, and most people don't care about then the technology that it's trying to solve. Insane clown pussy. Posse. Yo. Why did I say pussy? That was weird. I think that's what people used to call those people. But it is funny that it's called ICP, yeah. But I don't like when projects are backed by a cryptocurrency. I think they can get into a lot of legal trouble, and that can ruin it. And again, it's never focused on the technology. It's focused on the price of the cryptocurrency. That's the problem. So it might have a good intention in the protocol and maybe in the technology, but then again, it's backed by a cryptocurrency, so it could theoretically just be a pump and dump thing, or people are just going to care about price, and then we're going to lose the plot. I mean, this is what happened to Bitcoin. Bitcoin had intention, it had a plot, and now only people care about price. That's the only thing you see people talk about. Bitcoin dumped $10,000 today. Bitcoin did this, $5,000 tomorrow. a bunch of whales just sold Bitcoin. Like, you know what I mean? That's all Bitcoin maxis care about is price, and that's it. That's it. That's the fundamental conversation you have. That's about as far as it go. They'll bring up Lightning once in a while. They're like, look at Lightning. It's private, guys. Look at Lightning. It's fast. Cool. So, I mean, Monero doesn't need instant transactions to have proof. BlackRock pulled out for real. 100%. I mean, it's whale dumped. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it gets whale dumped all the time. I2P, IP2 pool is a giant shithole. They're a giant mining company. They do this all the time. They used to scoop up a ton of Ethereum and a bunch of other coins and just straight dump them. Like, Bitcoin is just not what it used to be, which I'm not a fan of. That's why I'm a Monero maxi, I guess, because Monero is based on, I mean, some people care about, I don't want obviously to go zero, but the price of Monero, it doesn't really affect me. I'm not losing sleep over it. I like the idea of them trying to replace AWS and stuff like that. That already exists. I'm going to show you. I'm going to open up your brain real quick. Just like Solana. Solana, guys, we're trying to be like... Now, it does have a cryptocurrency. But... right there. Oh, damn. What is now they added the restart part. You want to talk about something that's going to replace AWS? I'm going to show you. This is not financial advice. This is not like invest into their coin, because you shouldn't. They're not really pushing for their coin. Oh no, it's run on Flux. Decentralized cloud computing. SimpleX uses them. There we go. So the price of their servers are really cheap. Like dirt cheap. Just Flux node. Anyone can deploy these nodes. They have a bunch of partners. NVIDIA mentioned. So the price is insane too. It's cheap, like it's really, really cheap. So say you do, if you do 2 CPUs, let's do the highest amount, 8 virtual CPUs, $7 a month with 32 gigs of RAM and 100 gigs of storage. That's crazy cheap. $7.62 for an 8-core CPU. 32 gigs of RAM. I used to do a lot of virtual machine. Like, I used to buy a lot of VPSs because I didn't have the hardware. Now I got the hardware, so it's like, I don't really need to spend my money on a VPS. These aren't even hypothetical prices. There's like Reddit memes of people that used free AWS. Crazy bill left on. Here it is. Can I put MB on a server for my family and run it and drives here? 40 terabytes of data. On Flux? Yeah. Of course. That can be kind of iffy because if they think that the content is illegal, why don't you use Jellyfin, the open source version? Rent one of their, yeah, of course. They have, where is it? They have a marketplace. 40 terabytes of data is pretty expensive, but I think it's Flux Cloud. They have like a way you can kind of like see the pricing. Oh, here we go. Cost calculator. That's what it is. You said 40 terabytes? So, say you need minimum 3, max 100. Say you need 40 terabytes is a lot. You might have to do I'm running a Plex and MB now locally. I'm already just wondering if I could run. Yeah, of course. Even if you need 1.5 stores. Even with 800 a terabyte. Yeah. SSD. I wonder if you up the nodes, it'll up the storage option. Wow. $400 a year. What is it? Dashboard. Flux drive. This is what. Could I network my drive so that I don't need? Probably. I don't see why not. But if you did, $5 a month for 100 gigs, and then you can get Pro. It's like custom storage options. 40 terabytes is a lot. You could probably network the drive though. I don't see why not. Yeah, this is, so if you run SimpleX actually uses some of their, people use some of their nodes for them. But their cost is so cheap. And I listened to, there's a podcast, if you like this, if you want to check out Stuff for Privacy, he has a podcast with the owner of this. He's kind of weird. I have 60 terabyte space, 40 used. I don't even have close to that, and I have a lot of movies. What are you hiding on them drives, brother? But if you want decentralized option, this is it. I think this is it. I think anyone can run this. Anyone in the world. You have the hardware, you can do it. I mean, say you need, I use Backblaze as a back. Someone told me bad things about Backblaze. $10. Yeah, but Backblaze is good in terms of cost, unless you're a Linux user. Where did I? But here's this. My forgotten account has a $20,000 bill. A few years ago, I got some free AWS credits from GitHub's student program. Been there, done that. So I made an account to try out a free tier. I never ended up using it for anything and completely forgot about it 2 weeks ago, 24th. I got an email saying my account was potentially compromised and had been put on hold. I thought it was on the free tier and I would have been fine, and I ended up, but I got an email today with an invoice. Before Amazon realized my account was hacked and put on hold, whoever hacked it had managed to run 20 grand. All 40 terabytes took 3 months to upload. I believe you. Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. Even what network were you using anything beyond 1 gig networking? Because that sounds like a hell. I just graduated and I don't have a job, and that's more money than I've seen my entire life, of course. But I was really worried about my chances. I read about sometimes waiving 100 or even 1,000, but this is so much money. All the instances have been created. I won't access the UK account. I'm sorry, I completely forgot to post update. I would. In the end, they waived everything. It took a few months, but support was very God. Get in contact with them. Dev call and talk with them. You know what? I would have. No, it would kill the server side. Oh, okay. Honestly, for this guy, I would have told him to like just uninstall AWS, guys. Just delete the app. You'll be fine. They will make you Jeff Bezos' butler until the debt is paid. Get ready to shave his naked body. Yeah, they have billing alarm. I mean, had to drag out the upload. Yeah, that sounds. I had to do a really long upload. It made me nervous too. It made me so nervous too. I love seeing these. I'm a software developer with about 1 year work experience, obviously. Just do this local, guys. The bill is $9K. I panicked and closed my account so I cannot access the payments page now. But the terms and conditions said I would be liable to pay the bill. It's like when you see people on Wall Street bets that like are like negative 40,000, and everyone's just like, guys, uninstall the app. You'll be fine. I mean, that's what I would do. What are you gonna do? Sue me? If I saw AWS with a $20,000 bill, I'd be like, well, that's AWS's problem. See ya. And then I would promptly delete the app. This is why I don't. I think I used Oracle's free tier once. I used Oracle's free tier once, and I put alert. They have like a whole section of this. They're like, put alert so you don't get a fucking insane bill. I'm like, all right. I did it. I've never run into this issue. I think those people are. I had a local backup of it. It cost too much to upgrade, so they upload the backup and started using the old backup. Yeah. I heard bad things about Backblaze though recently. Someone said that they fake their drive stats. I used to use them. I use them a lot for just drive stats, honestly. This is on Twitter. This is someone on Twitter though. You know what's funny? This subreddit banned me because I called someone a retard. Because they said something really retarded. And I was like, okay, you're retarded. And they completely banned me. And they never unbanned me. I even asked them, I was like, can you guys unban me? And they're like, no. I'm like, all right. It's kind of funny. But they did say something retarded. I was like, come on, he kind of deserved it. I had a local backup and it cost too much to upgrade. So, yeah, I mean, Backblaze is really good for the price. I mean, their pricing is really good. Especially if you just put everything on your computer anyways, and then just watch it and then like just back it up. I would just, I mean, I encrypt everything if it goes to the cloud, so I'd be kind of weird. Yeah, I love the drives stats, and they will mail me drives if I want to. Yeah, I believe that. I forgot about that. Our new drive model on the way. Welcome to the party. Toshiba 16 terabyte. Nice. 0 failures for the quarter. Ring rising to the top. We only got 2 times this round. Nice. New 2025. I mean, it. Of course, that'd be terrible not to. Let's be real. $6 for a terabyte. That's not bad. It's the ingress fees that I think people should be worried about. Ingress and transport and pee poo poo fees. Oh, of course, yeah. That'd be really bad not to. I just use Cryptomator. Damn. Alright, guys. I didn't mean to make this into an entire reaction video, but it looks like I did. We will be back tomorrow to learn C so that we can have a huge brain. I have given 2 hours of my life to this. I appreciate everyone stopping by. Thank you for the conversation. Remember to argue in the comments for the algorithm so YouTube knows that I am alive, awake, and I am here to be their little corporate slave. If you think about it in perspective, I am just doing free labor for YouTube so that they continue to make millions and billions and trillions of dollars. And always remember to support your free and open source projects, because much love. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Y'all have a good night.